The main reason you need to stop consuming and start applying is there will be a point in time where the things you're learning are pointless. This happens when you never apply the lessons or principles that you need to learn. And the thing about self-improvement is you need to put in that work or apply in order to see any change. This means you actually need to apply the sweetest word in any language is someone's name. You need to actually apply paying yourself first. You need to actually apply never missing 2 days in a row. This is the only way you'll gain the benefits from learning these principles. It's time to stop consuming and start applying.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boy.
Let me ask you, how many books have you read? Or how many podcasts have you listened to and done nothing with the information? You see, self-improvement is about more than just consuming a bunch of knowledge on how to become a better you. It's about applying the lessons and principles that you've learned from those books and podcasts. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Richest Steve in Atlanta. When it comes to self-improvement, nothing really matters unless you apply the knowledge that you've learned. And this is one of the biggest problems I see in this community today. A lot of us are in a constant state of consume, and never really apply any of the lessons that we've learned. Constantly reading a new book on this subject, constantly listening to a new podcast on that subject, just constantly absorbing knowledge that we never use and eventually forget altogether. For that reason, I want to have a conversation on why you need to stop consuming and how you can start applying when it comes to self-improvement. Now, we already talked about how it's pointless to have knowledge and not apply it. However, I want to come at this concept at another angle because this concept can also be known as experience is the best teacher. I don't care what anyone says. If you haven't experienced applying these principles in your life, you will never truly understand how they are beneficial to you. Whether it's from books, podcasts, your religious beliefs, you need to apply these principles in your life. That way you can experience them for yourself. This is the only way you'll gain the knowledge to know when, where, why, and how to apply these principles in the appropriate environment. Another reason you need to stop consuming and start applying is most of the time the things you're consuming are all talking about the same thing. I've listened to multiple books, I've listened to plenty of podcasts on money mindset, and I will say, yes, they have their differences, but the overall principles they want you to learn and the overall message are all the same. They even quote each other sometimes. This is why I believe instead of learning something 10 different ways, just continue to consume the same knowledge, read the same books, listen to the same podcasts, and do this over and over again until you understand that knowledge. Plus, every time you read, listen, or study to something, you will learn new things that you missed the first time around. One example for me comes from How to Win Friends and Influence People. I read that book over a year ago and I just reread it again, and there was plenty of principles in that book that I missed the first time around and now I'm able to apply in my life. The final reason I feel you need to stop consuming and start applying is overconsumption equals application paralysis. Sometimes you just consume so much that you overwhelm yourself and you never get to the next step of starting. This shows up a lot of times when you're starting something new and you're doing research. You set out to do all this research and you never actually put in the work to accomplish the goal. Then next thing we know, you're overwhelmed and you never apply anything. This is basically the same as being a dreamer instead of a doer. Now, I understand that you totally want to do that research so that you can gain all the information so that you'll be successful. But if you never really apply that information, you're just wasting your time. For example, you want to start a business, and of course the first step would be doing research, but you consume 30 hours of knowledge that you can't even apply, and you overwhelm yourself on all the different decisions, all the different materials that you could use in order to get to your final product. Then sometimes there's the situation where you never stop doing research. So there has to be a point in time where you stop consuming. That way you can actually apply the lessons that you learned. Just take the learning process step by step, because experience from application is always the best teacher. If you made it this far, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure there's something that you can gain from this next video as well. So thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace, love, and riches. I'm out.